Hi guys, welcome back. It has been a heck of a week around here. We've been doing a lot of personal travel to see the grandkids and other things. We've had some medical issues and we've even had some fairly big problems with the house to deal with. And I'm running short on time, but I'm going to give it my best shot, so here we go. Employers love to hide behind the stereotype that the only reason we file discrimination complaints is to make some easy money. And our employers aren't the only ones who think this. Other workers who've never been victims of discrimination seem to buy into the hype too. And today I want to talk back to this stereotype, because I don't want those of you who have already been victimized by discrimination to be re-victimized by yet another negative stereotype. I want you guys to be able to talk back to it, both in your own head and to them when you need to. First, let's look at the myth that this is easy money. EEOC gave me a maximum award, and that was a nice chunk of change. But easy? To get that money, I had to lose my rights, live through almost 2 years of dehumanizing abuse almost every day. I had to document what they were doing well enough for it to stand up in court, navigate a very complicated process that frankly seems designed to protect employers rather than help us. I had to handle EEOC counseling, my investigation, and requesting my hearing on my own without saying the wrong thing or missing a deadline. I had to find an attorney willing to take my case and pay him an almost 5-figure retainer, and I had to sign a contract that said I was going to keep paying him when that retainer ran out. I had to deal with a brand new and very challenging disability and figure out how I was going to keep doing my job without reasonable accommodation. And while I was doing all that, I still had to do my job. Well. Even after I escaped the abuse, I still had to wait over 2 years for a hearing and win my case, which isn't easy no matter how solid your case is. After I won, I had to wait for NASA's appeals to make it through the system and be denied, and then I had to wait another 6 months for them to actually pay me what they were ordered to. Only an idiot would call that easy money. According to the stereotype, we don't have to do any of that. Whether or not our case has merit, all we have to do is file the complaint and wait for our employer to give us a giant settlement offer, which should happen quickly because they're going to be so anxious to avoid a lawsuit. According to EEOC, only about half the cases that do have merit actually settle. And most of those settlement offers are not going to be for millions of dollars, even though the media tells us otherwise. They show us all those cases that settle for tens of millions of dollars, because those are the ones that make good headlines. What doesn't make good headlines is that most of us don't get nearly that much, and a lot of us get nothing at all. When I was going through the process, NASA's average settlement amount for cases that had merit was about $17,000. They offered me a little less than that, a very small fraction of what I was actually able to win once I got to hearing. From what you guys tell me, that's pretty normal. Most of you got lowball settlement offers too. Then there's the fact that I didn't get any settlement offer at all until several months after I prevailed on summary judgment and showed NASA that there really was a chance I could beat them. Before that, they weren't the least bit interested in settling. That was over 2 years into my case. By that point, $17,000 wouldn't have even covered my attorney fees. Now, a good employment attorney is going to be able to do better than a 5% settlement rate and a token settlement amount. A lot of the ones that I've talked to tell me that they settle upward of 90% of their cases for top dollar. But let's take a look at the realities of finding an attorney we can afford. First, the demand for employment attorneys is huge. The good ones can cherry pick the cases they want to take. Assuming we can find one who'll take our case, most of us have to come up with a retainer in the low 5-figure range, and that's just the tip of the financial iceberg. Employers can delay this process for years, and all that time we're racking up attorney fees. So employers know that if they just delay long enough, sooner or later we'll run out of money or just decide to quit for some other reason, and they won't have to pay us anything at all. And whether we have an attorney or not, if we can't get a decent settlement offer out of our employer, well, we still have to prove our claim in a system that's set up to protect employers from frivolous claims. And to do that, we're going to have to meet a heavy burden of proof and deal with the skepticism of EEOC and federal judges who have seen their fair share of bogus claims. And if we do all that and manage to prove our case, we still may not get much. We can usually recoup any financial losses we had, but that's not money we're making. Our non-pecuniary damages are capped, so we can only get so much there. Now, in the private sector, if we have a good case and a good attorney, we might be able to get punitive damages, and that can be some serious money. But that's not typical, and in the federal sector, it's not even a possibility. For most of us, this isn't about money. It's about stopping the discrimination so we can earn our living in peace. If employers are really all that concerned about how much money our discrimination claims are costing them, there's a simple solution right under their noses. Instead of spending millions of dollars defending illegal behavior, put a stop to it. Fix the problem, and it'll stop costing you money. I'll see you guys next time. Till then, take care and hang in.